gonna prove to you there is no such thing as a perfect watch. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. Now, me being in this hobby for some time now, I have accepted the fact that there are no perfect watches out there for me to buy. And even though I've got a lot of watches in my collection that I absolutely love, I have had to accept the negatives with watches I love and just think about the positives. And even though there is no such thing as the perfect watch, there are some that come very close, aren't there? But I guarantee people, if you look at your watch collection and pick up your favorite watch, there will be something about it you would have changed to make it perfect for you. But whether you can't stop seeing the meat and two veg at 12 o'clock on an Omega Speedmaster, or you can't stand the T on the counterbalance seconds hand on a Tissot, or you're baffled as to why there's only 50 meters of water resistance on your Hammerfield Mechanical, we still love them. Today, well, it's another therapy session for me. A chance to give you, 8 of my favourite watches and tell you what I don't like about them. Are you no such thing as perfect watch ready? Let's go. Right, let's start with the watch that is on my wrist, the Black Bay 58. I've had the OG now for coming up to 6 years. The blue bad boy I've had for around 4, and they are close to being perfect for me in terms of size, brand history, movement, lack of date, water resistance, dial size, overall watch size. Now, the Black Bay 58, in my opinion, has the best bezel action on any diver on the market. I'm a 60 click guy. You may be a 120 click guy. You may be even more stranger and like a friction bezel. But just have a listen. Ooh. That's good, isn't it? But for it to be perfect, the height of the bezel needs to be bigger. The grip's just not good enough. Tudor never made a coin edge bezel on a dive watch until the Black Bays. And a part of me feels crikey if they only put the Tudor Submariner bezel teeth on that bezel, it would be absolutely perfect and would take the fidgetability of that bezel to new realms. Super! Let's talk about my favourite Casio of all time. I call it the Inception Casio because it's the one I remember buying first with my mum at Argos. And this is sensational, not only in terms of its look and the fact it was worn on the wrist of Marty McFly in Back to the Future 2. It's iconic, and you can type boobies on it as well, but it doesn't have a backlight. Every other Casio I own with a digital display has a backlight. And since it was made back in 1989, Casio have never thought to add a backlight. Just one measly amber LED. You know, we're over 40 years. Casio have released reissue after reissue and still no backlight. The rest of my Casios are just laughing at him, even though he is a true icon. Next up, my Seiko Willard, my SPB 153. This watch is pretty darn perfect for me. This is a brand where you have to accept date windows, but when the original was made back in the late 60s, that had a date window, so I'm not bothered about mine having a date window. No, my problem comes more with Seiko in general, really, because this watch was around £1,000. And if I was to spend £1,000 on any independent or micro brand out there, I would be guaranteeing myself a 4 Hertz movement watch. Yes, a movement inside the watch that sweeps away at 28,800 beats per hour. It's a refined look to the seconds hand. But if I want that with a Seiko, I've got to be spending at least £1,700. The 6R35 is a beast of a movement. It's never going to let me down. And one of the reasons why Seiko have built such a great name for themselves when it comes to reliable movements. But give me an affordable Seiko with a 4 Hertz sweep and stick it in a Willard or any Seiko. I'll be there with a checkbook. Now, not long ago, I traded my 214270 Rolex Explorer for a 1999 14270 Explorer. The Explorer should only be 36mm, but at the time buying it new, Rolex were only doing it in a 39. Well, even though I am extremely happy with my purchase and trade, and the fact I've always thought that the Explorer is almost the perfect watch you can buy in terms of design, case design, movement, water resistance, materials. On the Explorers, I just feel like the crowns are too small. For me, the Explorer is more a sports watch than a dress watch. It's not your regular Oyster Perpetual. And I've just never found the crown to be big enough on any Explorer. And that's probably because I'm thinking about the Hamilton Field Mechanical. You know, field watches with big crowns that want to be twisted. For anyone that has twisted a Rolex will know it's a lovely experience. And if the crown was that little bit bigger, for me, it would be perfect. Next up, a GShock. One of my favourite G-Shocks I own, the G9000 Mudman. Now, it's called the Mudman because the case is designed to not let in anything. No sands, no mud, no snot, nothing. And the buttons on the watch have like a hood over them to protect them from anything. However, they are the hardest buttons to push in on any G-Shock I own. It's not nice, it's not fun.
It damages my cuticles.
And it's one of those watch experiences where you're just trying to set the watch as quick as you can to give as little damage to your fingers and hands as possible. Now, I love true military issued watches, particularly from a brand called CWC. The Cabot Watch Company. When you buy one of their watches and it comes to your door and you open the box up, you get a feeling like it's almost as if you've been issued this. I mean, you haven't, you paid money for it, but you know what I mean. It comes with your boots, your bayonet and your backpack. It's an awesome experience, one you don't get often with many watch purchases. Now, I own the TI-300, which is based on a Royal Navy diver that was issued back in the 80s and 90s. It looks phenomenal. And some would say, yes, it was born to be worn on a NATO-style strap. But I would give anything to see what this bad boy looks on an FKM rubber strap or a Tropic strap. Those dark titanium tones just go well with black, but then it wouldn't feel like an issued watch. Fixed spring bars saved lives, so I've got to put up with it.
Take two.
Let's see a little more originality, shall we? Now, I absolutely adore my Seiko speed timers. They are absolutely phenomenal watches and I highly recommend them to you. The Saytona has to be one of the best wearing Seikos that company has made for almost a decade. Some of you may be put off that they are quartz based. They are also solar powered watches with a chronograph function. But like I said with the Willard, Seiko seem to think we want date windows on every single watch they make.
We don't!
All you gotta do is take a look at the most iconic watch of all time, minus the meat and two veg, to see you don't need a date window on every watch, particularly a chronograph. Anyway, like I said, it's here, you gotta accept it, you gotta move on. Because the solar cells are the next layer under the dial of these watches, the date wheel is beneath the solar cells, which gives it a very sunken look, and half the time it's in the dark and in the shadow. I don't like that at all. And if Seiko knew that the date window was going to be that sunken in, get rid of it! You won't get a telling off from anyone, I guarantee. Especially you, Seiko, because you make 1,000 new watches a year. Just give me one speed timer without a darn date.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
Lastly, we come to another G-Shock, and it's one of my favourite G-Shocks I own, the GBD 200. I love it so much, I've got two. Looks-wise, legibility-wise, the way it feels, the strap material, it's all fantastic. And it's not the fact that you can connect this to your phone via Bluetooth that I'm annoyed about. No. It's the beeps. Normal, conventional Casios beep when you push the buttons in. With the GBD 200s, the beep only happens when you let go of the pusher. I know, it's weird. Something I wouldn't accept on a SKME, let alone a Casio. Fortunately, the new BX5600 with the MIP display beeps when I want it to. But the icky beep on the GBD 200 just doesn't make it feel like a Casio. I am being a bit weird, aren't I? This hobby is weird, so get over it. So there you go, my favourite watches and their negatives to me. I'd love to know in the comments below, what favourite watch do you own where there is a negative but you put up with it? Obviously, if I was to have shown my wife all of my watches, the negatives would probably be through the roof. So we're not doing it. Like I said, this is a community, a therapy session for all us watch hobbyists where you have family and friends around you that haven't got a blooming clue what we're doing. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you want to show a bit more support to the Mad Watch Collector channel, we've got a Patreon now. See the shows early, blooper reels, behind the scene footage, private group chat, and get your name credited at the end of every show like this phenomenal lot. But if I've got you here for a few more minutes, and I think I have, especially you, sir, cooking. I see you. Lovely dish. Why don't you click this one? This one is great. Come on, it's another therapy session, this one. Come on. Keep the algorithm and monkey swinging. Go on, click it. You'll love it. Promise. Go on, click it. Click it.